Yes, one more problem on residential house property. One important problem where the house was one house was self-occupied and one house was let out. Yeah, same these kind of problems will come for section C. Same type of problems. Now we'll see here. One house is completely let out. One house is self-occupied. Whereas at the end self-occupied house property also let out. So all the information we have to consider and we have to solve the problem. Yes, first of all please pause the video and write the information, whatever information is given here. Hope you have written it. There's still one small part is there, that also you have to write. Again pause the video and write the problem. Yes, we'll start the solution. First of all, what is asked we have to see. It is calculate the income from house property for the year 2020-21. So house property income is asked, not gross annual value. So we have to calculate now. See there, Mr. Ramanna is an employee in Bangalore, owns 2 residential house. So one information, he owns 2 residential house. One house situated at Delhi. See, first house is situated at Delhi. Second house is situated in it is not given here. Yeah, see, Bangalore. One is in Delhi, one is in Bangalore. Yes. Now about the Delhi house information is given. It was constructed in the year 31/3/2018. So for the construction of this house, if loan is taken, then this information is useful, otherwise this information is not useful. Then it is let out for a rent of rupees 6,000 per month. Let out madidane. Yeah, it is let out for residential purpose to someone else. So that means one thing is clear, Delhi house is let out. Another house is in Bangalore. See, second house is in Bangalore and its construction was completed in the year 2018. So complete adadu kottidane and was occupied by him andre self occupied. When it is self occupied, annual value will be nil by him for his own residence since 1/6/2018. So 1/6/2018 ಇಂದ ಅವ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾನೆ. He took a loan of 1,20,000 on 1/8/16 at 12% per annum. Interest for the purpose of construction period we have to calculate. Yes, now see, the loan was borrowed on 1/8/16, yeah, 2012. Now loan is paid or not repaid, it is not clearly given, alva. That means it is not repaid. But to calculate pre-construction period, whatever information is needed, all informations are available here. One is when he took a loan, then when that construction was completed. So it was started from he started the work on 1/8/2016. He borrowed the loan on 1/8/2016. Work was completed on 1/3/18. So this information we have to note down. So what will be our pre-construction period? Pre-construction period, it will start from 1/8/2016, end on nearest closing year ಅಂದರೆ 31/3/2018. nearest closing year consider ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Normally we used to consider year prior to the closing year. ಈಗ ಲೈಕ್ ಜುಲೈ ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚಿನ ಮಾರ್ಚ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಬಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆನ್ 1/3 ಮಾರ್ಚ್ ಮಂತ್ ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲೇ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ನಿಯರ್ ಟು ದಿ 31/3/2018. So 31/3/2018 we are going to consider as a pre-construction period. See, other information we'll see. municipal valuation, there are no other information to calculate expected rent except this information. Only this information is given. There is no fair rental value, standard rent, nothing is there. So this itself will be our expected rent. Then municipal taxes are given. One is at 10%, one more is at 6%. So 10% on what? 48,000. Here 6% on 36,000. Here you have to see, it is since it is self-occupied house property, annual value will be nil. If it is let out, then only we have to consider this information. 6. Then we'll see other information. Repairs. For the purpose of repairs, he has spent some information, but repairs won't come in our calculation. Fire insurance premium won't come. Ground rent barudilla. Building tax also won't come. Wages to outsiders. So these any of these informations won't come. So we are not using this information. It will not come anywhere in the solution. To item. So all those information just we are going to ignore. These much information, it will not come anywhere in solution part. So we are not considering this. Interest on loan ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ 14,400. that means it is current year interest. ಈ house ಇದು current year interest, so we can deduct it. Yes. Next info will continue the problem. We'll see other information. The ground rent of Delhi house, municipal tax and building tax in Bangalore house are unpaid. So if it is paid also, ground rent it will not come in our calculation. Next, building tax also won't come in our calculation. If he would have paid municipal tax, then we are supposed to consider it. But if it is self-occupied house property, that information also we are not considering. We'll continue. Bangalore house are unpaid. So unpaid information we are not going to consider. Sri Ramanna transferred to Mysore on 1/12/2019. where he resides in a house for a monthly rent of 8,000 and his house at Bangalore was let out. Nodi, ಈ ಹೌಸ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ 4,000 ರೆಂಟಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಔಟ್ ಫಾರ್ 4,000 per month. So we have to calculate the income from house property. See, one information, very essential information what we should know is here till 1/12 it was let out. That means for 4 months it was let out. So 4 months it was let out and remaining months it was self-occupied. So if it was self-occupied, annual value was nil, only interest on loan we used to consider. Now we cannot do like that because it is let out for 4 months. So that information also we are supposed to consider. Now we'll see the solution. First, it is all about calculation of interest for the house in Bangalore, because for the house in Delhi no loan was taken. So our pre-construction period, I told it will start on the date of borrowing of the loan, it will end on the completion of the work, nearest closing date. Ali 1/3/2018 work was finished, so 31st/3/2018. So if you calculate how many months it will come, you have to calculate the number of months. Is it 1817 in the 31st/3/18 andre 8 months. It will come up to 8 months. So based on 8 months we have to do the calculation. This is the amount of loan borrowed into 12% into 8 divided by 12, so 9,600. So that will be the amount which is allowable. It can be divided into 5 equal installment. 5 ವರ್ಷ ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, 5 equal installment. So when you divide, you will get 1,920. Then after that you will get 1,920. Then current year interest, see, loan is unpaid, so that's why 12% we are calculating, 14,400 we are getting. If you are not calculating also, it is given here in the problem. So that's why again you need not calculate, but here it is calculated anyhow for your information. 14,400, when you total, you'll get 16,320. 16,320 you will get, and this 16,320 can be deductible as interest on loan from the house. See, if it was not let out, we are supposed to consider it as a self-occupied house property. We have to consider as annual value is nil, and we are supposed to deduct 16,320 minus over. But here it was let out for a rent of rupees 4,000, so that's why 4,000 into 4 we have to do, and this amount we are supposed to deduct. Remaining steps will remain same. Yes, we'll see to the solution, exact solution. So this is the solution what we have to consider. Before that, pause the video and write down the working note, calculation of interest. Yeah, calculation of interest. Pause the video and write it. Pre-construction period, it will be 8 months. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ 31st 3 ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ? We cannot consider the previous year ಅಲ್ವಾ. Before this previous year, if you are considering, it will come up to 31st 3 2017 ಬರ್ತದೆ. Yeah, so that's why previous year we are considering. So that you have to see, nearest closing year we have to consider. There won't be these many confusions. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಹೇಗೆ ನೋಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಇಯರ್ ನೋಡಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಇಯರ್ ಎಂಡಿಂಗ್ ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ a year very closer to the previous year, and you cannot consider that. In this example we cannot consider, so that's why this is a solution. So nearest closing year we have to consider. We have considered that. Then these information, write it down. I'll go to the solution part. 2 amount columns you are supposed to draw. 2 houses are there. One is house at Delhi, one more is house at Bangalore. So Bangalore house was self-occupied for a particular period of time. If it was not let out, these steps were not there. Now first it is expected rent. Expected rent andre we have only municipal value. Municipal value is 48,000. Then we have to compare expected rent and rent receivable. We have to received or receivable we have to consider. So it is 72,000 it will come, because it is let out for a monthly rent. See here, it was let out for a monthly rent of 6,000 per month. So 6,000 into 12 when you do, you will get 72,000 ಬರ್ತದೆ. So that's why it is 72,000. When we are comparing these two, highest one will be 72,000. That will be your gross annual value. From gross annual value, only one deduction, that is municipal tax, 4,800. How you got this? In the problem it is given 10% is the municipal tax. At 10% municipal tax is leviable. Yeah, so that's why 4,800. When you deduct, you will get the annual value, that is 67,200. Then as usual, you have to deduct 30% standard deduction. 30% on 67,200, you will get 2160. When you deduct, you will get 47,040. 47,040 you will get. So that is your that is the thing you have to consider, that is related to first house, which is not self-occupied. Second house was self-occupied. Actually it is self-occupied, but later it is let out. So that's why we are solving this particular thing. Here expected rent, only municipal value is there, 36,000 it is. Rent received is 4,000 into 4 andre 16,000 ಬರ್ತದೆ. When you compare these two, see here, this is a little important thing. When you compare these two, 36,000 will come as a highest amount, but we are not considering 36,000 as a highest amount because the house was let out for only 4 months. ಖಾಲಿ 4 ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ let out ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. Now 36,000 is a municipal value for whole year. ಇಡೀ ವರ್ಷದ ಮುನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 36,000 ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಔಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಮ್, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರಿಂಗ್ ರೆಂಟ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ information that is to be considered, or else we have to convert this amount. Convert ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಸಹ ಇದು ಸಣ್ಣದೇ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. 36,000 is for 12 months. How much for 4 months? ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಸಹ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಅಮೌಂಟೇ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ rent received will be 16,000 is there. So that itself will be a gross annual value. Then after that, as per the procedure, we are supposed to deduct municipal tax. Municipal tax we are supposed to deduct. Here it was printed as municipal value, so municipal tax we have to deduct. Why it is nil? Because in the adjustment it is given those amounts are not paid. So since it is not paid, it will be nil. Assessable value will continue, it will remain as 16,000 only. Now you have to do the deduction under section 24. That is 30% on 16,000. 30% on 16,000, when you consider, you will get 4,800. Then you are supposed to consider interest on loan, which you have already calculated in the working note. 1,920 is a pre-construction period interest. 14,400 will be that year's interest. So when you add both of them, it will come up to 16,320. So total of these two will be 21,120. So but what happens is, when you deduct now from 16,000, you will get a negative balance. Yeah, that is house property loss. This is loss from second house in the loss agide. But since we are calculating the total income, again you need not write it as a loss. So minus 5,120 you have to write. And when you do the total, when you are adjusting, you are supposed to, this is a minus balance, this is a positive balance. ಈ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ minus 5,120 ಮಾಡಿದರೆ you will get 41,920, and that is a positive balance. So it is income from house property. So this is a method you have to follow to solve the problems related to this. You can expect this kind of problem for section C. Normally 3 to 4 houses will be there, but in one house there will be self-occupied house property. One house there will be pre-construction period interest. So in this way only it will be considered. Now municipal tax is not paid for second house, that's why we are not considering. Otherwise we have to consider, and that also should be paid by the owner pay ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. So that's why we are supposed to ignore this information. So this is the solution. Now pause the video, write the solution. If you have any doubt, please contact me. Thank you.